Hey guys, so in this video, we want to talk about Conduit. So a lot of people have asked me, how does it work? Like what do we need to do? So this is the video where I will explain to you all the mechanics that is involved in playing the Conduit archetype. Alright? But I will not go into detail about the kit for all this Conduit unit as I will do separate video to address the kit for all these characters. Okay, so for a start, the basic gameplay for Conduit is really simple in the sense is the min-maxing is a little bit hard because if you don't understand the mechanics, you may not be able to min-max the team. But to just play it, it's actually very simple. So you can see in the image above, there is the energy cards. At the right side, there is Mercuria's incantation. So the non-conduit team will still have their incantation, but the conduit team will have energy cards. Okay, then what we need to do is we just need to select these energy card, and based on the selected energy card, we will trigger the conduits. Okay, some need 2 energy, some need 3 energy to trigger their attacks. But before talking about the conduit itself, here I want to show you for the energy card, there are 4 types of energy card. The single energy, double energy rainbow, and special energy card. I call it special as they have their own name, but to just generalize it, I'm going to call it special energy cards. So as you can see the image below, there is the single target, which is just represented as the afflated symbol in the middle. For double, okay, there is 2. For special, there will be a special artwork that will look different. Okay, like you can see on the right side of this image, that is Regulus and it's shown as a disc. Okay, the one at the bottom of this image, that is Ever Echo, and there's like a puppet angel image there. Okay, and of course, like I mentioned, there is the double energy, and then there's a rainbow energy. Rainbow energy, the color is slightly different. There are more colors, so that's why I call it rainbow. Okay, overall, Regulus, if you put her in the party, she will generate star cards. Okay, if you put Coppelia in the party, you will generate mineral cards. All right, how the possibility of them triggering or obtaining their own card is as per image on the right side. You can see like for single there are 3 times 3, for double there's times 1, and for the special one there's also times 1. So which means it is usually more likely that we will get a bunch of single target energy. But that's not a problem. Later I explain to you how I play this team, then you can see why it may not necessarily be a problem. Okay, so here, what happened after we select those energy? As I mentioned, the conduits needs energy, except if it's ultimate. If it's ultimate, it will not need energy as it will be auto triggered. So first of all, when you play conduit team, you need to position the skills. At the start, the conduit will be arranged based on the character that is in the party. Like if you put Coppelia in front, then it will be Coppelia's conduit that is placed to the most left side. Okay, why does it matter? It does because the conduit that will be triggered will always start from the left side. It then moves to the right. After to the rightmost, it will then repeat back to the leftmost. Okay, then it goes through that cycle. The good thing is that we can adjust where the skills or ultimate is being casted. Like now Regulus is in the middle, I can actually move that ultimate to the rightmost or the leftmost. And if you notice below the ultimate and the conduits, there is the rainbow, mineral, and star, and it's written there 4, 2, 3. So this means 4 rainbow, 2 mineral, 3 stars. And different conduit need different amount of energy to trigger. So each character actually has two conduit. We can choose which one we want to trigger this round. So for example, Coppelia here, I choose attack conduit that needs 2 mineral energy. Regulus, I choose another attack, but she only needs 1 star energy. So if I select 2 mineral energy and 2 star energy, what happens is that since Coppelia is at the most left, then we will trigger Coppelia's attack first, and then it will consume 2 energy. Then Regulus would then use one of the energy to trigger her attack, and since there's one more left, she's going to trigger it again. Here also, if we select 4 mineral, 4 stars, then Coppelia will then consume 2 minerals, Regulus will attack. But because Coppelia still have energy, then it will cycle back to Coppelia before coming back to Regulus. So in this case, Coppelia, Regulus, and the remaining star will be Regulus, Regulus, Regulus. Okay, so I hope with this you understand how the game cycles through the conduits attack. Rainbow energy, however, is slightly different because it is considered as all afflatus, like its star, its mineral, so it's more of a first come, first serve basis, which means whichever cards or the conduit that we put at the leftmost, that is the one that would trigger first. Okay, so here just to mention, if I start with rainbow and to star, what happened is Coppelia will consume the rainbow card, then Regulus will do 2 attack due to star. If 2 rainbow and 2 mineral, Coppelia will use the mineral first. Then Regulus will use the rainbow. But since Regulus only use 1, there will be 1 rainbow left. Okay, and since there's not enough to trigger Coppelia's, it will trigger another Regulus attack. One more thing to mention is that don't overdose on the energy. So what I mean here is, let's say you use up everything. Then you have 1 more mineral left, but Coppelia needs 2 and Regulus doesn't need any. So in that case, that 1 specific mineral energy will be wasted. And now we know about the energy. Next thing to talk about is the conduit itself. There is 2 types at the moment. One is the normal type of conduit and the other is interval. So interval type doesn't consume energy to be triggered, but they can be triggered once, because if they don't do that, then Coppelia will just keep buffing as she doesn't consume any energy while using the buff. So by having this interval mechanic, they can stop. The problem is that when she stops buffing, she will not auto change to her attack. So if you bring, like you select a bunch of mineral energy, then you change her conduit into buff, then basically she will waste all the energy. Okay, so please be very careful with that. And next here is about energy accumulation and conduit activation. So I get this from the game. They share it to us, explaining about what is conduit. But I think there is more than what is written there, which is why I made this video. Okay, yeah. So if you want to do a lot of damage using this conduit team, then we have to understand this energy accumulation and conduit activation. I call it EA for energy and CA for conduit. Okay, so to understand this, first of all, we need to know each time a conduit is triggered, based on the number of energy consumed, it will increase the energy accumulation. And it will trigger conduit as well. So if the skill uses 2 energy, for example, it will then give 2 levels to EA, whereby after triggering 1 conduit, then the conduit activation will increase its level by 1. So here I give you an example. Coppelia attack and Regulus attack. This is the conduit that we have selected. Now we managed to select 4 mineral energy cards and 2 star. So what happened here is Coppelia's attack will be triggered first because she's at the most left. Then she will consume 2 mineral energy. Because she consumed 2, the EA is now level 2. Okay, then in the next round, after triggering Coppelia's attack, then Conduit's level will increase. Okay, then next it will trigger Regulus because Regulus is positioned behind her, right? So Coppelia first, which is on the most left, then after that Regulus, which is to the right. So during Regulus attack, she will be able to get the advantage of level 1 Conduits because that is gained when Coppelia's attack. Okay, and then energy increase to 3 because Regulus plus 1 to the energy level, as Regulus attack only consume 1 energy. Then after that, since we still have energy, then after that it will trigger another Coppelia's attack, increasing the energy level by 2, so now it's level 5. Then at the end of the attack, it will increase Conduit level to level 3. Okay, then there is still one more star energies, then it will be triggered again. So our objective is actually to try to increase this level as high as you can because this will allow the characters to do even more damage. So how exactly they increase the damage? Well, if you look into Coppelia's attack, it's skill based on energy accumulation. So you can see I extract that information from Trident website. Okay, and for Regulus, I have to extract it from in-game. So here what it says when attacking for every 1 level of Conduit activation. For the top one, the Coppelia's one, is for every level of instrument energy consumption. That actually refers to energy accumulation, okay? While Regulus is Conduit activation. It's not the same. So we know now that it directly increases the damage. How do we get high EA and high CA? Well, these are some tips. First of all, don't spread out the energy. Like if you have a lot of the double energy card, don't use it first. Use up all the single one, the weaker one, and when it's time, like you got the ultimate ready, then you use all the double energy card. That will guarantee to give you even more higher level of EA and CA, which then will boost the damage of our unit. Like Regulus is doing less than 10,000, at the end is doing 300,000. Okay, so there is a big difference if we really push the EA and CA higher up to 20 level. You can go beyond 20 level, but it will not increase the damage for Regulus anymore. Okay, so while we know what are the energy cards, how about the ultimate? The ultimate is slightly different. And they don't have Moxie. They have something called Harmonization, but it's the same. Like you use card, then you get Harmonization. At the start of the round, you get some Harmonization. Okay, so yeah, it's just like Moxie also. Okay, upon using Ultimate, it will then change to Conduit. Like after the Ultimate is automatic, then after you use it, it automatically changes to another Conduit. Usually to the attack type, okay, not the buff type. But like I say, sometimes you want to align, okay, the ultimate and then selecting all the double energy, which means in this case we want to keep the ultimate, right? Like if we don't have a lot of regular star energy, but her ultimate is charged up, then we don't want to use it. We can, because we can change the ultimate into another skill. But in that case, then they will no longer get harmonization unless they have overflow harmonization, which, yeah, one of the unit does have that. And here to show you for Coppelia, this is the description of her ultimate, where it will increase the level of energy accumulation by 4. So after you use the ultimate, all her incantation after that will do more damage. And it also grants 3 instrument tuning to self and the ally directly behind. This reduces the energy consumption, which means you will be able to spam even more incantation and increase EA to CA even up to 20, level 20. As for Regulus, okay, a group attack, and then inflict restless rock on all allies. The user then gain an additional level of 2 awakening after each attack this turn. So if regulars do a lot of attack, then CA will increase 2 by 2 by 2. As for the energy card, like Coppelia's is gain 2 mineral energy, and Coppelia gain 10 stack of skill stats. And for regulars, it's basically 2 star and increase the level of 2 awakening by 2. Okay, so instead of starting at 0, you always start at 2. Here also I'll do some calculation. Like I mentioned just now, you want to like get to the ultimate and then select all the higher energy cards. Okay, so let's say now I can trigger regulars attack 5 times. So instead, if I break it out, I trigger it 5 per round. So basically what will happen, like she start off with the base of 320%, and then the mental damage increased by 64 every time conduit level is increased. Then the second attack will be 384%, then 448%. So overall, after 5 attacks, total you are doing like 2240%. So in both rounds you can trigger up to 5 times, so that would be 4320%. However, if you, let's say you use the single energy cards and keep the double energy card for later, and you only manage to trigger 3 attacks in the first round, but since you have saved up for the second round, so the second round you use all of it and you can trigger up to 7 attacks. So overall you will do more damage. Okay, so for the rotation and basically harmonization, that is the Moxie, right? So basically for their rotation, pretty much like any other team, we increase their harmonization when using Conduit or from passive effects. So you can see I put the Regulus incantation on the right side. It say +7. That is +7 harmonization. Okay, and once your harmonization is full, which is 100, then we get the ultimate. When that, then we use as much special and double energy cards. So this is the time when you do a lot of damage, as the ultimate increases the conduit activation, and then now you put a lot of energy, which means regular is going to attack even more times. So what I would say, if can select all the star energy, so regulars would do much more damage. So after ultimate, then harmonization go back to 0, so we have to regain harmonization until we get the ultimate again, and then we repeat the cycle. And I just want to mention as well, this is the general, okay, kit for Conduit. Some characters have their own specific mechanics that override some of these conditions. For example, Ever Echoes, okay, her interval card can refresh itself and then she can use it multiple times. But each time it will stop, then after that it's renewed, then she uses it again, then it stops. So do check out the individual Conduit characters kit and what they can actually do. Okay, so let me showcase to you the whole gameplay, right? So first of all, remember I tell you that you can move this. Okay, so here I want to move this to the front. Yeah, I want to reset this. I want more star energy. All right, okay, that's fine. Okay, so again, I want Coppelia to be in front. Then after that, I change to buff. So now I change to buff. Actually, there's no incantation here that use mineral energy. So if I select mineral energy, it will go to waste, right? So to demonstrate to you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this and this. So technically, I have 2 rainbow, and that should trigger Coppelia's attack. But now since it is buff, it will not. Okay, so I want to demonstrate that to you. Might as well I just use this for further demonstration. Okay, now I buff myself. Right, so I buff. Now I attack with Regulus. This is free, then it will break because it's an interval. You see, so the buff doesn't change. Now it's just Regulus attacking, and that 2 mineral that I've selected is now wasted. Right? Yeah. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I change back. Since I already got a buff and her buff last 3 rounds, I don't need to do it anymore. Regulus got her ultimate, but unfortunately there is no star cards here. So let me try to remove one of that. I get another star by a single target. So in that case, I may not want to use Regulus ultimate yet. Okay, let me set up a bit more. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, we want to plan and set up for the attack. Okay, even better if Coppelia also will get her ultimate in the next round. Yep, okay. So here I have their ultimate. So I'm gonna do this as well. So here I got the ultimate. Coppelia will provide some buff to Regulus. So now Regulus attack will increase the CA even more. And Regulus own ultimate also help with that aspect. Okay, so now I want to generate. Hopefully I can get more star. Okay, I got a double star, which is fine. So attack, then star, star, star. This is free because of the stage mechanic. And then I can use this to further enhance Coppelia's damage. Okay. Right. So pay attention to the CA and EA at the top right. Alright, you see level 4, level 3. Now attack become level 4, 6, 4. Say 7, 5. And you notice the damage is getting higher each time this level increases. See? 80,000. 100,000. Okay, now regular is going to do 4 attacks. And here the level is already more than 10. 17. Higher. 18. 20. Boom. Alright. So Regulus now have her ultimate is coming back. So we can again try the setup. I'm going to remove the mineral one. I don't want this. I mean, it's good. Okay, I need to change back to buff. Okay. Use this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to remove that. The rest is okay. Gonna remove this, and I guess this one, and this one again. Okay, now we buff up. Okay. Hopefully we get more star cards because this round I want to focus on regulars. Okay. So here, there's a lot of mineral energy and I don't need the mineral energy. I want star. Okay, more star. Here I can generate. This one is free to use, so every time do that. I didn't do it earlier on. Okay, 1, 2. It's free. Might as well just click it for all this as well. And the reason why I choose this buff because I'm going to choose the rainbow card. So if I don't choose Coppelia's attack to the buff, then she will consume those rainbow cards. But I do not want that to happen because I want it all focused on regular conduits. Okay. Right, look at all the damage that Regulus is doing. Boom. Then all this rainbow is consumed by Regulus. See, even all the way up to level 24. That's crazy. Okay, I get everyone's ultimate. Great. So, very good. This is very good. Generate more energy. Want to switch an energy away. Let me switch this. Okay, perfect. Because I get this disc. Okay, 1, 2, 3, definitely. 4, definitely. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so here, okay, I'm not sure what it will switch into. So let's check that out. This is actually pretty good if I use this because this will make Ever Echo heal. And heal will means that it trigger a conduit without energy, so you increase the conduit level. Then after that, it will change to her attack, and then she will attack again. So actually using this will increase the CA, the conduit level, by 2. All right. Okay. Look at that. Level 9. Now it goes to level 10. Okay. Coppelia attacked just now because of the rainbow. So even Coppelia's damage look stronger, but she does consume 2 energy. And Regulus just consume 1 per attack. Now it's already all the way to 300,000. There we go. Right? So yeah, so this is how you play Conduit. Okay, so thank you very much for watching and have a good day.